My presentation is about Kgubetswana and the heritage of Kgubetswana. First of all, I have to do some acknowledgements. You will see the names of the people on the list there. These people really assisted me to prepare this presentation, and I am grateful for their inputs and their help. Various people from the community. I want to start my presentation by saying, to me, Clarence and Kgubetswana are like two sisters. They both belong to the so-called jewels of the Eastern Free State. However, Clarence, she is the well-known one of the two. Kgubetswana is the more quiet one. She's reserved. She's a little bit out of the limelight. And also, to many people, she is the unknown sister of the two. But although Kgubetswana is just on the other side of us, here in Clarence, and we often drive through it, and then when I drive through it, I get a little bit irritated because of the traffic, because of what I found in the streets, people just walking across the road, etc. However, I didn't know much about Kgubetswana. And I also do not know about her heritage, why we are here today. So my presentation is about the heritage of the unacquainted sister, Kgubetswana, the township on our side, in this direction. What is a township? That's an area that was specially set aside during previous regimes, and it was for people who had to be transferred there during the days of apartheid. So today, while official segregation has ended, townships still live on. I have two pictures there, just giving the illustration of townships. So where is Kgubetswana? First of all, I indicate Kgubetswana there with a little red spot. We are part of Ditlhabeng. Province is Free State. There is the red part there, and this all fits into South Africa. Shaded in red, or a little pink maybe. And the picture on the right-hand side shows Kgubetswana during the years of 2015. At that stage, some of these developments were quite new. Some of them were only developed in around about 2021, around about there. The population figure that I got here is about 7,000 for the newer areas, but believe me, it is still growing. What is the meaning of Kgubetswana? For me, when I spoke to my person who guided me and gave me information, he told me that Kgubetswana refers to this little hill. We are here, Kgubetswana, looking in the direction of Golden Gate. And then there's this little hill here. The road to Golden Gate goes past this little hill. In Afrikaans, we know this one as to be Paraffin-Koppie. In Kgubetswana, what he said to me is that it refers to that little hill there. And because of the grass that is typical of the Eastern Free State, the red grass, this little koppie here, this little hill, turns to become a reddish color with the grass. And that's why this is referring to Kgubetswana. Connection there, the red hill. When did it start? Around about 1912. Maybe earlier, I'm not exactly sure. I was told that around about 1912, Kgubetswana was already there. And looking at the picture which I found in the municipality offices, Kubedi gave me this picture. You can see that there is the start of Kgubetswana. Basically, 3-4 streets with a few houses in between there. There in the background is a little red hill. Therefore also, Kgubetswana is then the oldest of the Clarence townships. Just to compare, what I say is the then and the now. You can recognize the 4 streets there, and there they are in the new development. Many, many more trees compared to the openness that was here many years ago. Let me just explore it a little bit more. I have Kgubetswana, so it could be the Red Hill. It could also be Basotho culture, the oldest. And there it is. Then there is Congo. I will discuss Congo just now. Pahameng at the top, it is here. Kanana, Mokobobong, and the last one is Mosake. Mokobongbo is this one, the more informal area. You will find them all over here. And Mosake is this area here, next to Kanana, where people are doing a little bit of farming. I tried to put the dates. Kgubetswana, 1912, round about 1912. Congo, 1990. Kanana, 1994. Palming in 2003. And the rest are brand new developments. Where did it start? 1986. There was an agreement between Lesotho and South Africa. And this was about the Lesotho Water Project, Lesotho Highlands Water Project. Also, the Trans-Caledon Tunnel Authority were here. They had to build houses for people working for them, and this formed in the new development Congo. Kanana, 1990 to 1992, there were negotiations for expansion purposes. There was a person who got a tender, 100 houses were built, and around about August 1994, the first of these houses were handed to the beneficiaries. And there's a picture of Kanana at the foot of that little hill here. The guy that helped me with my presentation was very proud to me. He said, look there, and I couldn't see where, but there is my house. So I believe what he said to me. He knows about Kanana. Pameng, this was built on a farm called Saron. This belonged to a farmer, and construction there started about 2003. If you look at the houses, you can see that it is a newer development. This is about only 20 to 21 years old, not a long time, but it's typical of Pameng, the new development. Mokobobo, informal settlements. It is also more like a temporary place for people to live. Masakeng, I spoke about the herding. There is an area here, small camps, and people there have some sheep, pigs, or whatever. I want to share a little story with you. The guy that is working in our garden, his name is Richard. When I met him, I told him that I grew up on a farm in Bethlehem. And I went to school in Bethlehem. But actually, I'm a farm worker. And I told him one day that I would like to go back to the farm. I would like to still be living on a farm. And he said to me, yes. Yes, and Tati Gideon, I also would like to be on a farm. I want to have my farm right here, next to your place. I said, that's fine, Richard. Let us see where we can get. Right, then, let us look a little bit at statistics. This is unfortunately old statistics, but I think it's fairly representative. 2011. More or less the same number of females and males. On the right-hand side, I have a histogram, and it shows age groups on the horizontal axis. Vertically, we have the number of persons per age group. For me, the problem was here, this group here. This is the group 25 to 29. There were about 600, 700 respondents in this specific group, representing about 13% of the population. The problem here is, and that's why I say for me this is a concern, this age group contained the highest percentage of unemployed persons. Population groups, Black Africans, the biggest population group, you can see it here. And then on that side, of course, they all speak Sesotho, the biggest majority of them. Now I want to come to Kgubetswana. Kgubetswana itself is a township. It sprawls over hillsides below Clarence. It's filled with streets. Streets are filled with children, many things running around, chickens everywhere. And somewhere Between some of these houses, we found houses with stones keeping the roofs on their houses. From my map here on the right-hand side, there are various places, various things to see. Shops, taverns, spazas. There are day centers, and I'm going to show you an example of one of these day centers. There are markets, hair salons, takeaway shops, many, many other things. There are, of course, churches. There should be schools. There's a soccer stadium, and much more. So let me take them and discuss them, and I want to introduce you to some of these ones. The first one is Moriting Watutu. This is a senior secondary school. It is located between beautiful, beautiful pine trees. You can see them there. That used to be a picnic spot or the Clarence Caravan Park. I was told that the name refers to the shadows or the shades of education. Outside of the school, established around about 1990. It is a school that is called a no-fee school. About 425 learners. This was in June 2023. Teachers about 14. The school is fed from the local Kgubetswana community. And there was one learner, and what she said here is Moriting Watutu is the greatest school ever. Then there is also Clarence Combined School. Clarence Combined School, and you can see the picture here on the right-hand side, the school picture there. And there's one of the learners there sitting there. It is a school for grade R to about grade 9. This picture here, I'll share with you. It is a beautiful picture just showing these people, these learners, how happy they are the last day of school. This school has about 1,000 or just above, more than 1,000 learners. A picture here, taken at first day of school. On the right-hand side, these guys were doing some athletics, practicing athletics there. Next one is Ditlabeng Christian School. This school was started in January 2000 as part of the Ditlabeng Christian Church. It is a non-profit, independent school serving the local community. The school motto, love God, love others, and love learning. And I can take about 180 learners. In July 2021, they moved to a site where the new school was built. And the school is looking like this. This picture was taken from the road towards Fourisburg. You can see it there on the left-hand side. It's on top of a hill, and it is sitting opposite of where Palming is. A beautiful school, providing for their learners. DETI is a non-profit organization. Of course, it's located in Kgubetswana. And what they do is to aim to break the cycle of poverty by means of education. DETI also inspires youth to further their studies. There you can see the building on the outside. In Kgubetswana, however, many of the youth face challenges of underage drinking, teenage pregnancies, drugs, unemployment, and all those things. And many of them do not see the need to further their education. So sad. What they do here is to use teaching then as a tool to empower themselves or to empower the rest of them. And then I have a little video. This video is to say, please come and take a look around our center. Right, that was Neti. It was founded in 2016 by a guy called Neti Malebo, meaning truth. He was an education activist. He passed away at university, while he was at university. He was passionate about seeing a black child being educated. The two leaders in charge of Neti, on the picture on the left-hand side, right-hand side is just a small view of what's happening inside. CCIA, this is an organization started in 2002. People came together, they discussed a draft by Steve Olivier, and what he said basically is, it is time for us to join in unity, relying on each other's strengths, and start to make a difference. Start to make a difference. Then there was action starting to make a difference in 2002. The first building there. And by 2016, they had 11 churches which were partners in CCIA. There I listed them. The vision in 2021, all the churches in Clarence work together and they want to facilitate positive change and also to celebrate human potential. This is what it looks like on the inside. Emphasis again on in action, what we do. This was a special occasion where some clothing was handed out. Okay, so then I stop here.
Thank you, Gideon.